Let's welcome Kathy Holly and Spotlight.
Welcome everybody to the show tonight. Spotlight. Here we are, everybody. And I am so happy tonight because I have singer-songwriters galore with comedy songs. And I have one of our couples is actually married. So I want to introduce everybody to Lauren Mayer, who's a singer-songwriter. Wave, Lauren, say hi. And then
thanks for having me.
Oh, I'm glad you're here. It's going to be great. And Sandy Riccardi and her husband, Richard Riccardi. And Sandy, hi, Sandy, and hi, Richard. Yeah, Sandy is the singer-songwriter. And I thought I would start from the couple that's all the way in North Carolina. Is that right, Sandy and Richard?
Yes, Asheville.
And you know, I knew you were when you were in San Francisco performing. And of course, I can't believe that you would choose to leave San Francisco and go to North Carolina. Why? Tell everybody. I mean, it's just so interesting
It's
to me.
Cheaper.
Anyway, it's so great to have you. I hope you're not freezing back there.
We are.
It's a bit chilly.
Tonight, it's going down. It's going to kill
Well,
me.
Well, Sandy, you write such humorous material. It's just great. I love your songs. They're so much fun. Fun to hear and fun to sing because I did sing at Christmas. I sang the one about the cat. And you probably remember, you know.
The Christmas cat, the Christmas tree one?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna
Such a cute
we're gonna sing a different song about a cat tonight.
Oh, good. Well, we love cats, right? So we have to have a song or two about cats.
Exactly.
And I just thought I would start with you because Richard and you, of course, now have worked together as a duo. How is it being husband and wife and working as a duo?
I think it's great.
Come up here and talk louder.
Yeah, Richard, come on, get closer.
I think it's great.
He says
Yes.
I'll translate. He says he thinks it's great.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Well,
Loud enough.
well I
It's
hope
great.
it is. We
It's
want to
fun.
know the truth. It is.
Certainly we bump heads.
Of course, that's part of it, right?
Yeah.
But tell me, now we know it's a little bit post-COVID. You've all had your vaccines, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Are you getting any live gigs back there?
We are the White Horse Black Mountain has had us perform live to a very small audience, and now in like 10 people. And then in June 11th, we're going to do another one at the White Horse in Black Mountain, North Carolina. It's a beautiful, beautiful stage, a beautiful music venue, and they have got their live stream game on fleek, as they say, really, really good.
Good.
And
Okay, that's
but
great.
it will be also a live audience, smaller, but I mean, not 10 people, it'll probably be 25 or something, you know.
Good. Well, this is great. It's all very optimistic that way. I love to hear this. And I want to find out about both of you. For those people who don't know you, both of you, I know that Sandy, I think you grew up in New York. Am I wrong or right?
Wrong. I grew up in Tallahassee, Florida, and then this area in the Carolinas. And I went to college in South Carolina. Then I moved to New York City for graduate school and stayed there for 11 years. Then I moved out to California.
Well, let's talk the, pardon me?
I'm the one who grew up in New York, actually.
You did, Richard. And I want to talk music. We've got to talk music here. Now, Sandy, when did you start writing songs? When did you go into the music business professionally? Because I looked at your website and I found out that you worked in Gilbert and Sullivan in New York.
I did. I was part of the one company that's there, NIGASP, New York Gilbert and Sullivan Players. But I've been writing songs since I was 12, you know. So
great. And when did you start to get into the business really professionally then in New York?
No, you mean in terms of writing songs and performing them?
Writing and performing.
Really when Richard and I got together in 2007.
And in San Francisco, where did you work clubs in San Francisco a lot?
Well, we got to do Feinstein's with Lauren, and we did the Society Cabaret a lot in
Yes, yes.
Mexico. And then we did theaters all over Northern California. But then we've done the Metropolitan Room in New York City and Chicago. We do Davenport's. We have a tour that we take every year, but we didn't last year, and we're not doing it this year. So 2 years off of touring now. But we had we had our own little circuit, you know.
And so now back to Richard. Richard, you were raised in New York, and I know you're classically trained, of course, and you've done a lot of gigs with different performers. I was looking up, some of the people you've performed with. It was very impressive.
Well, thank
Tell
you.
us. Tell us about some of these wonderful people. I don't know, but it says that, I wrote some of the people down, but I know you've worked with some great people, some famous people.
Well, I did a stint actually with San Francisco Symphony. So I actually worked the Pops and gosh, I can't remember all the people. Diane Carroll was one of them.
Oh, great.
So we just wonderful performer.
And you
Joel
also
Gray,
She's
Joel
got
Gray,
it.
Mel Torme, Martha Ray.
there we go. Kathy Holly.
Anybody,
Kathy
Kathy Holly, Lauren Mayer.
I mean, you did, and now you work with Sandy. So
Right.
very famous. Now let's give us a sample of the music. Everyone out there is probably saying, well, gosh, let's hear them, because I know, we want to hear something. So Sandy, what have you planned? I have Cat on My Lap. Is that first?
The first song is our
Okay.
cat song. That's right. And
Cat on My Lap.
it doesn't really need an introduction. It's just to say that we there's a rule in our house. Well, and our latest kitty did pass away, but when we have a cat, there is a rule in our house, which I'm sure you also know the rule, which is whoever has a cat on their lap is exempt from everything.
From everything, yes.
I can't get up to get the door. I can't get out of bed, for I've this cat upon my lap. You'll have to go instead. I need to get my needlepoint, my template, and my thread. But I've this cat upon my lap. You'll have to go instead. The bikes and rakes and shovels need to go back in the shed. But there's this cat upon my lap. You'll have to go instead. The laundry pile is 3 miles high. The children must be fed. But there's this cat upon my lap. You'll have to go instead. I'm getting ancient, old and gray. I really should be dead. But there's this cat upon my lap. You'll have to go instead.
Cat lovers everywhere. Oh, I just love it. That's so clever, clever, clever. How do you think of writing these songs? That's what I mean, where do these subjects come from?
Everyday life, everywhere.
It just pops into your head.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's so great. I remember, the two of you, working together on Valentine's night when I had that Zoom show for Valentine's Day. That was so much fun. And there were some cute songs. Now you have one about marriage, getting married, I think, wedding.
Oh, the next one we have is about multiple marriages. We have we had a lot of friends getting married at the time that I wrote these words, and Richard writes the music to these originals.
Oh, good.
And I thought, well, who better to give wedding advice than Richard and me with 5 marriages between us?
Oh my gosh, I've got to catch up. You guys
Yeah.
are way ahead of me.
So this is
Okay, I have one question.
Yes.
I have a music question. I don't really write. I wrote songs years ago, like 2 poppy kind of songs, and they, of course, they were just for me to play on the guitar. But who really comes up? I mean, how do you come up with matching the melody with the lyrics? Who's first? The lyrics first, and then you say, Richard, this is what tell me.
It
Richard,
depends.
you have to come closer.
Okay, well, it depends and sometimes I will come up with something first and Sandy will put the words to that.
Oh,
That's
You
rare.
know,
It's like
it's
happened like twice, but all the other songs I usually.
I will say this, on occasion, I come up with the entire thing myself.
It's true.
well, this is, I mean, I really,
The overwhelming majority of our stuff, I write words and I give them to
Yes.
Richard and I say, I have maybe a rhythm in mind for how the words should go.
yes,
And
right.
I pass that on to Richard and then he creates something wonderful.
That's great. And all your songs are published, right?
Published, you mean performed on YouTube?
Well, I mean, wonder if I said, I want to do that song, Cat on My Lap.
We have sheet music to a lot of them.
So
you
I would call you up and say,
Yes.
Sandy, I need that song.
Yes,
Oh,
and Richard will
That's
have already put that in finale and we'll send it on. We sell them, too.
of course. No, that's great. That's so wonderful. All right. We want to hear hearing the next song, Wedding Registry.
The Wedding Registry song, yes.
All right. Ready.
Your big wedding has a lot of getting up the items that you need to succeed in life. The nice dishes that you'll use to make delicious meals and salad spinners, pots, pans, and a paring knife. And oyster forks and lemon forks and forks for hot fondue. And blenders, toasters, shower curtains, towels for the loo. And sheets on which your guests all know just what you're gonna do. All in the bed, the bath, and beyond. The second wedding is the meeting and do wedding of 2 people who both have way too many things. In order to permit the blending of these piles of sheets and dishes, pots and pans and pillowcases and rings, you gotta give away a lot of stuff you did accrue, 2 blenders and 2 vacuums and 2 sets of curtains too. And it's tacky asking people twice to give more stuff to you, all for the bed, the bath, and beyond. Your third wedding sees your registry at Walgreens for a good supply of Polygrip and Lipitor. A big walk-in tub that's perfect for 2 people, and an IHOP gift certificate, and not much more. Some ibuprofen, icy hot, and cases full of wine. Some tickets to the theater, and fuzzy slippers fine. And just 2 Costco coffins, 'cause they come in sets of 9, all for the bed, the bath, and beyond.
Wow. I love it. What about Target? I don't know if Target was in there.
New song.
That is just great. That is so clever. So true about all these things. I don't know if people do it. Well, listen, with COVID, who knows what anybody's doing? Not, able to do much. It's so great to have both of you. And I guess when you come out to San Francisco, will you let me know?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's great. In the meantime, we can connect this way with Zoom. And I'm going to just say thank you so much for being on the show. We have a goodbye before you leave. And I know that Lauren Mayer is waiting in the wings.
Yay, Lauren.
Miss Lauren Mayer,
Hey,
songwriter, comedy galore.
I'm just thrilled and humbled to share the bill with Sandy and Richard because we've gotten to perform when they were here, and I'll come to North Carolina when travel opens up and perform.
That would be fun. That would be fun. I love the idea of where they're going to be playing. It sounds great. That club. And you're doing a couple of things, I know, online, and you have a show. Tell us, everybody, and then I want to find out how you got started in all this. But Lauren, you have a show on live on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I do a live stream every other Sunday. So I just did one this past Sunday. So there won't be one the 25th. There'll be one May 2nd, May 16th. So it's every other Sunday, just on my Facebook page, Lauren Mayer Comedy Songs. And it's free. It's 4:00 Pacific. And I go 45 to 60 minutes, depending on how many people are there and requests. And I used to just do whatever, but now I do themes. For people who don't know me, I put out a song every week. It's a sickness. I can't stop. It's either that or yell at the TV news. So
it's better than tweeting. I think it's much more fun than tweeting.
Yes,
I have to ask you now, I want to find out a little bit about you and your background. Tell me, where were you born?
Well, I was raised in Irvine in Southern California. We lived a few places before that because my dad was in the Air Force, but I grew up in Irvine. And then I went off to college back east at Yale. And then I lived in New York for 5 years. I just missed Sandy. I think we were not quite there at the same time. And then I moved to San Francisco to meet straight men. I think I was misinformed, but I met and married two of them, just not at the same time.
No, I would think two men, that's fantastic. I've only met one. No, I met one here. So I guess I have more to go. But at any rate, you met, and I know, first of all, where did you study music? You just studied at Yale?
I was a history major at Yale, and actually a lot of people in the theater and the music world love having history degrees, and it has definitely helped my writing. But I did study a lot of music. I actually studied theory and songwriting with Maury Yeston, who wrote Nine and Titanic and a bunch of other musicals. That was really cool. And I had some great music teachers. And then I studied by doing. I worked with all sorts of musicians and took lessons.
When did you break? When did you break into showbiz professionally?
Professionally, as soon as I got out of college. Now,
you decided that.
Oh, no, it's what I've wanted to do. And I mean, I've always wanted to be, I had started wanting to be a classical pianist, but I realized there were pianists like Richard and plenty of others who were way better than I am. And I like being funny too. And there's not a whole lot of comedy on the classical piano circuit. So other than Victor Borges. So I started writing funny songs. I was a high school debater, and I wrote every tournament I would write a funny song about the funny things that happened. And so I started doing that. And then when I graduated college, I started playing in piano bars and,
piano bars.
Yeah, I've been playing piano. And then I started, when I moved here, there was a real thriving cabaret scene. So I started writing songs for other singers. And then a few of them said, oh, you should do your own songs. And
yes, and there you go. And now fast forward to, whoops, pardon me. I apologize. That's my bad. Wait, I have to stop. What I did was timing things so I don't go over time. We have to probably go right to your songs, but before we do, I wanted to talk about your darling husband, who you also work with occasionally, Scott Grinthal.
Yes.
And when did you start working together?
We actually met working together while I was married to husband number one, and I music directed a show he was in. And then I started hiring him. I did a lot of corporate theater, like customized shows for corporate events. And I had a partner I was working with at the time, Karen Drucker, who's also wonderful.
Yes.
And Karen. So we started hiring Scott every time we needed a guy. And then when I was divorced and he was out of a relationship, we became best friends. And then we didn't want to mess up our friendship. And then we did. And now we're married. And so we were working together even before we were a couple. but not all the time. And he now is a full-time substance abuse counselor, and he works nights. So it's a little harder for us to do things together, but he'll do a Zoom show with me occasionally. We did your Valentine's show.
Yes, it's
'Cause
great,
he was
great.
he was a full-time singer actor for a number of years, and he's quite happy to
Yes.
do it occasionally.
Well, good. Well, we'll have to, I hope that opportunity arises soon again. In the meantime, sing one of your songs. What are you going to sing tonight?
Well, I've got two that I gave you a whole list. I mean, I do a song every week, so I've got hundreds in the.
I think you're going to do vaccine side effects right
Yeah,
away, which
so
I
this
thought
was
so
inspired
perfect.
because I got my second shot 2 weeks ago tomorrow, so I'll be fully cooked tomorrow. And I have a girlfriend who got her second shot the same day, and we're texting each other, "What's hitting you? Oh, I have a headache, but it's better than getting COVID. Oh, I'm feeling really chilled and feverish, but it's better than getting COVID." And I thought that sounds like it should be a jingle, so I wrote it.
Okay, here we go. Let's hear it.
A lot of folks are scared about the COVID vaccination. Fears about the side effects have caused some hesitation. Well, I received my second dose the other day, and now I've got something I'd like to say. I had a few side effects from my shot, but it was better than getting COVID. First shivering, then feel chills, feverish and hot, better than getting COVID. I had quite a bit of shoulder pain and a foggier than usual brain, but it went away after a day or so it was better than getting COVID. Some of my friends had it worse, but even they said it was better than getting COVID. So I planned ahead and took off the next day in case I ended up not feeling so fit. I knew the country was depending on me to feel lousy for the sake of humanity. Unless you're allergic or immunocompromised, then it's up to the rest of us to get immunized to create herd immunity to COVID. It was easier than I'd anticipated. Some folks feel nothing like what I related, so don't be afraid to get vaccinated. And I know this poem's no threat to Ovid. Whatever symptoms you get is no better than getting COVID. Do-I-do-I-why?
Oh, it's great. I love it. I think we should send that out to everybody that's hesitating. I
That's
just think,
kind of my
I do
hope.
know some people that
I
will,
do
you
too.
know, they're not sure if they're going to get it or not. So it's darling. It's
Thank you.
perfect. So every other week you're writing songs. Now, one of the other
No,
ones
every
you told-
week I write a song every week. A lot of them are political, but I also write about current events.
Wonderful.
So whatever. And that my YouTube channel is Psycho Supermom, because that's what my kids dubbed me.
That's great. I love it. It fits you perfectly. I was psycho super because you have grown children now.
Yeah, my
right?
kids are grown, but I still mind them for comedic, I mean, I'm a mom, so I can write about them, and they're
Of
fair
course.
game.
How old are they now?
My older son is 27. He's getting married in February. And my younger son is 24, and he's a comedy musician who writes songs every week. I don't know where he gets it.
Well, falling off the tree, the apple that falls. Yeah. Okay. That's very clever. I have something that you wrote me about getting lucky tonight.
Yeah, so I have to tell a funny story about this one. So I guested on one of my younger son's shows. And he said, "No, Mom, I want you to do one of your songs." I said, "Well, what one do you want?" And he said, "This one." And when you hear the song, you will understand how warped my family is, that my son thought that this was a good one for his mother to do in front of his friends.
I
So
love it.
this is about the
Okay.
joys of parents trying to keep romance alive.
Of course.
Let's put the kids to bed early. Ignore the laundry on the floor. We'll leave the dishes in the sink, pour ourselves a drink, and lock the bedroom door. Just for once, let's forget about everything that usually gets us so uptight. Who cares if the screen door's stuck? I'm getting lucky tonight. Oh, honey. We can pretend we're not exhausted and that we're raring to go. I'll find that trashy lingerie that I stashed away and turn the lights down low. All day long I've been schlepping and cleaning, though the house is still a sorry sight. But the other chores I'm gonna chuck. I'm getting lucky tonight. When every day gets so frantic, your love life slips, I suppose. Well, I don't care if it isn't romantic. I just want you to rip off my clothes. It's been too long. So I'm gonna light that scented candle and leave you no room for doubt. We'll throw ourselves in it for a hot 5 minutes until we both conk out. It's okay if there aren't any fireworks, just showing up will be all right. But Buster, there's no passing the buck. I'm getting lucky tonight. Oh, please, you can bet, brother, I'm getting lucky tonight. I have needs. I'm more than a mother. I'm getting lucky tonight. Stop fighting and go to sleep. I'm getting lucky. I'll find it in the morning. I'm getting lucky tonight. Have they stopped? Oh, good. The coast is clear. Okay, now, where are we? Oh, yeah. Oh, honey. Honey? Honey? Wake up, honey!
That is so perfect, real life.
Yeah.
Lauren, that is so great.
you.
That really is.
Thank
That is
you.
so great. That is just so much fun. Okay, now before we finish up, because the show is almost over. I can't believe it. Where does the time go? I want everybody to know that you do work occasionally at Copeland's Corner podcast. You're
Yeah.
in the podcast, right? Kate,
Yes.
real quick.
Copeland's podcast. It's called Copeland's Corner. It's on Apple Podcasts or anything else. I'm a pretty regular panelist, and then I'll also be at the Marsh. I've got two one-person shows. In May, it'll be Dear Internet Trolls,
Ooh.
the joys of being trolled on social media. And June is I'm Not Old, I'm Vintage, about being a woman of a certain age. So
Well, let's everybody. I am so thrilled you were on, Lauren, tonight, and I want to say to Sandy and Richard too how much it's been so much fun for me. Don't forget, everybody, to look at websites and to follow these wonderful entertainers. I want to say goodbye to everybody. Wave to the audience. I'm so happy that we have an audience for Zoom, and this show will be uploaded to YouTube, and you just send it out to anybody and everybody. And I'll see you all soon. And Lauren, I'll see you in San Francisco.
yes, things open up, and I'll see you guys in North Carolina.
All right.
I'm coming. I'm inviting myself.
Good. You're invited.
Yeah.
You mix up Siciliano, hung your Genovese to the mambo like a crazy with a hey mambo. Don't want a tarantella, hey mambo. No more a mozzarella, hey mambo. Mambo Italiano, try an enchilada with the